South African talent continues to make a mark abroad. South African singing sensation Belinda Davids, also known as the local Whitney Houston, received the golden buzzer at the Got Talent All-Stars competition in Spain. So the competition that is being hosted for the first time in Europe features artists from more than 70 countries who are previous winners, finalists or semi-finalists, and whose performances have gone viral. So in 2020, she reached the semi-finals of Britain's Got Talent. And earlier this week, amputee dancer Musa Motha made history on Britain's Got Talent with his highly emotional contemporary dance piece. The singer, who is currently touring New Zealand with her The Greatest Love of All show, joins us to share her experience. Belinda, welcome. It is so wonderful to be talking to you.
Hi. Good morning, good evening from New Zealand.
So you good evening, we good morning. I had goosebumps, and I was watching you. In fact, I was watching, because I've got a picture of you watching yourself do those performances. How does it feel when you watch yourself perform like that?
You know, I try not to watch myself too much, but it's always good to look at mistakes. You know, I'm my own worst critic. And that's probably the only reason why I look at myself or watch my own videos, is because I want to perform better and I want to sing better and I want to pinpoint all the things that, you know, that shouldn't be there.
Yeah, but listen, please tell me you were not looking for mistakes in that performance, because that was flawless. I mean, and to get let's perhaps go there, because the ones we were showing were the auditions from that 2020. I mean, that infamous year of COVID. And when I heard you made it through to the semi-finals, I got so excited for you, and I thought, this is it. But how did COVID play a role in all of that? It must have been quite nerve-wracking.
It was nerve-wracking. You know, it was at the point, I did BGT at the point when the world was shutting down. And so let's just say the paperwork, the amount of paperwork that I got just to get out of the country at that time was, 40 pages thick.
Sure.
To be able to perform on such a massive stage, to be able to be a part of the first biggest virtual audience, to be in the presence of Simon and all the other judges, that was very special.
That's amazing. And for Simon to say, you are what we have been waiting for. Imagine that coming out of Simon Cowell's mouth. Not many compliments come out of that mouth.
I know. He's much nicer, though, than we all think he is, I think.
I think it's a persona, but he pulls it off so well.
Yeah, it is.
So that was performing in very harsh conditions. I mean, and now let's fast forward to this competition, because now you are in front of an audience, you've got the judges there, you're in Europe, it's in Spain, and you're standing on the stage, you have sung your heart out, and then suddenly this confetti comes falling onto you. How does that feel?
I think my heart, literally, I think I skipped like 10 beats when that happened. I couldn't believe it. I remember going backstage and I asked the TV presenter, was that real? Was that even real? Because, you know, I do these things and I go and do All Stars and BGT, and you never think that you're going to get anywhere. But then that happened and I was like, oh, wow, I actually have. I'm an all-star now.
Yeah.
I'm officially an all-star.
Listen, you've always been a star to us. You really have. I mean, your journey has been beautiful to watch. You know, it's starting off here, singing at a young, tender age, and then putting on shows and sort of seamlessly performing Whitney Houston songs. Who, let's not kid, Whitney Houston must be one of the hardest and most impersonated musicians in the world that nobody can ever get. And yet you tend to have gotten her beautifully. When did you start doing all of that?
I believe I started doing when I was 8, really, when I was 8 years old. And I even asked my brothers and my sisters, do you remember how old I was when I started listening to Whitney Houston? And they said, yeah, about 7 or 8 years old. And that was the time when people started hearing me in my neighborhood, is when they were calling me Whitney Houston. And I thought, okay, well, I guess I do sound like her.
Yeah.
Somewhat.
Yeah. Somewhat, I would say.
And I just listened to her, and she was always in my repertoires. Everywhere I went, all over the world, she was always there until the show came along, and I couldn't run from it anymore. And then I just decided, okay, well, I get to do it fully now, so I'm just going to pour myself into it.
Yeah, and it's amazing. I mean, I do laugh about it. The thought of whenever there are those auditions and you're watching these shows, and then, you know, the contestant says, "I'm going to sing a Whitney Houston song," and my heart crashes because I think, no, please don't do it. Please don't sing a Whitney Houston song. But you've got it down pat. But how does it sort of feel? I mean, it is quite a. These are big shoes to fill in terms of the role that you do take with regard to representing her. What are some of the sort of feedback that you've gotten? Have you heard from people that worked with her, or even family? Or, I mean, you're on a global stage now, so your music gets closer and closer to those that worked with her.
Yeah, I've met a lot of people that was in her circle when she was here with us. And I think I did Miss Germany at one point, and this lady was there, and she walked straight up to me, and I could see her. She came with intention, and she came to me and she said, "Do you know who I am?" And I said, "I have no idea who you are." But she was also a famous singer, and I can't remember exactly what her name is now. And she said to me, "I am very close to Whitney Houston's family, and I don't think that they are ready for you."
Wow.
Which was, for me, a big compliment, you know. She was more surprised by me than anything else, and that was very flattering to me. Yeah. I've met a lot of people in her circle, and they've responded. Mm-hmm. They've definitely responded.
And I've always wondered that, because it is something to get accolades like that from those that are closest to her. I mean, if we go back to 2019, you're not strange to winning awards, because you also won an international special recognition accolade at the 2019 National Tribute Music Awards that were held in the UK. Was that pretty much quite a big turning point in your musical journey?
I think it was. I guess I can say to get such an accolade out of a different country, for me, was special. Mm. You know, it's something that I would have liked to have gotten from my own people, but nonetheless recognized. My talent was recognized, and I'm very happy. It was a big thing, you know, and yeah.
And you know what? And that makes us sad when we hear things like that, because, you know, I mean, as you know, just in this last sort of week, 2 weeks, we've been bursting with pride from yourself, from Musa, and the Mzansi Youth Choir, all representing so beautifully on a global stage, and getting all of this attention. But exactly as you say, you know, why must we be celebrated out of the country? That's an issue. It is. I think it is a very big issue that we don't celebrate our stars enough here.
Yeah, I think so too. I watched an interview the other day in tribute of Tina Turner. May she rest in peace. She said she's more recognized outside of her own country than from her own country.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I felt that so much, you know, that as much as I do come home and I sell out shows, and, you know, there's things that you expect from your country that you don't expect outside of your country. And I started actually thinking, maybe I need to move. Maybe I need to get out of my country because I'm recognized more outside, which is quite sad.
Yeah.
But I love my country, so I don't want to move. Yeah. I don't want to move.
Yeah. So you're still based in South Africa. I know you're in New Zealand now because you are doing a show, but your home is still South Africa? You're still based here?
Yeah, I live in Cape Town.
Oh, good. Good.
Yeah.
I
live in Cape Town.
Eastern Cape girl by birth, Tebega. That's where you were born.
Definitely Port Elizabeth girl.
Yeah. And I mean, when you do perform in places like New Zealand, I mean, that must be quite surreal, because it is a different audience. But the thing, I suppose, with your music is everybody resonates, because the world loves Whitney Houston. And when you get up on that stage, it's almost like she is performing once again. Is that kind of how it feels for you?
It does, because, you know, as many I literally had 10 days off in between tours this time around. And before I came to New Zealand, I was in Switzerland and Sweden and Spain and Denmark and Norway. And I went to all those countries, and I can see that people still miss her and they still want her to be here, just by the response that I get from when I perform her songs and putting on the show, you know. It's a very special show for me because I get to see that people still miss her.
They do. I mean, and rightly so. It's just one of those timeless voices that we'll never ever tire of, and it's absolutely incredible that you're able to relive her legacy for so many people around the world. I mean, this tour has been going since 2013, and it's been all over the world. I want to talk about where to now for the competition. If we go back to this, the golden buzzer moment. So where are we with this? So you get the golden buzzer moment. What happens next?
The finals.
Yeah, when is that?
Finals is what's happening, and I can't say anything about it.
Oh, no.
I really want to tell everybody what's going on, but I can't.
You know,
I can't say anything.
I can't even find a clip of your performance. I've been looking and trawling the internet, and all I found was when you were told that you're going through in the Golden Buzzer press. But your performance, so this is quite a big shroud of secrecy, I'm realizing.
It is.
Oh.
I can't say anything.
Can't say
I'm so
anything.
sorry.
And you can't even give us a date, so we don't even know that yet.
No.
No, okay, well, don't say anything. I don't want you to get into trouble. I am not jeopardizing a thing. All I want you to know is we are supporting you all the way to the final. And if you can tell us when the time is right, when we can tune in and how we can watch it and how we can support you and maybe chat to you.
Everybody will know.
Everyone will know. What is it like when you get up onto those stages? Because I mean, it's one thing sitting at home watching it, and you kind of see all the people sitting there and going crazy in a room when you're singing. What is it like when you know that this is a moment that could change your life forever?
It's my favorite thing. I tell you, it's my favorite thing. I could tell you, well, I'm now done doing competitions because of my age, but it's my favorite thing. It's like going out, the adrenaline rush, you know, being in front of the people, being in front of the judges, not just them, but even when I do the show, it's like I'm in my bubble and nothing can take me out of it.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like.
So, Belinda Davids, you sing Whitney Houston magnificently, but where to from here? What about Belinda Davids? Do we
Belinda Davids definitely want. Yeah, I want to release my own music. That's what I want.
Yes.
But you know, COVID did give us a bit of a setback, and we are still obligating. We are finishing some obligations, and then I'm going to get back to it. I'm going to get back to writing, and I'm going to try and release some stuff.
I hope so. I really do.
When the time is right, music is right.
Yeah, the world had Whitney Houston, and the world deserves Belinda Davids. That's all I'm telling you. We wish you the best of luck. We really wish you the best of luck. You please keep us posted for that performance so we can support you back home and send you all that love.
Thank you so much.
Awesome. So also remember that Belinda will be performing back in South Africa. I think she's booked at the iconic Mandela Theatre. I saw your sign there. I was there last night, so I saw a big poster advertising you. I think it's towards the end of this year. Is that correct?
It's in August. Yes, it's in August.
In August. Okay, good. I'm glad I squeezed that in. So it's in August. Book your tickets. I can see they're available. I will be there. You better believe it. I'll be there. Thanks, Belinda. Enjoy. We seem to be losing her, but it's just in time. Belinda Davids from New Zealand, doing absolutely incredible things. She really is, and we look forward to welcoming her back home. She'll be back at the Nelson Mandela Theatre, and that'll be in August for her performance. But right now, we stand behind her as she goes to the finals of Got Talent All Stars competition that's taking place in Spain.